Marvel fans, we have some insane news today, from official confirmation on when we're getting the first trailer and footage from Avengers Doomsday to some major leaks about the upcoming X-Men reboot film and who's going to be cast in the film. Also now know what the next two movies are going to be after Avengers Secret Wars, and we got a concerning update about Spider-Man Brand New Day straight from Tom Holland himself. Let's get into all of this. And of course, we're going to start off with Avengers Doomsday because yes, we will officially be getting an early look at Avengers Doomsday on April 16th at CinemaCon, and this is being reported by The Hollywood Reporter, one of the biggest and most reliable outlets out there. Now, the problem with this is that CinemaCon is a very exclusive event. It's mostly meant for movie theater owners, and it's for the studios to show their presentations and be like, here's what we have upcoming this year. Put our movie on as many screens as possible, please. And yes, there will be lots of different press members and content creators there that will be able to live tweet out what they're watching and the early footage shown and give us descriptions of it, but there's no guarantee that Disney actually releases this early footage or trailer for Avengers Doomsday on April 16th when they're showing it at the convention. A great example is Beyond the Spider-Verse. Last year, they showed a brief amount of footage. From people I know, they said it was only around like 15 to 20 seconds, but they showed video footage of Beyond the Spider-Verse to the people in attendance. We have still not gotten to see that. It has not leaked online at all. CinemaCon is super secure and locked down, but Sony at the same time did reveal a couple still images for us at home. So I'm thinking they might show an actual scene from the movie at Avengers Doomsday, or a version of a teaser trailer that reveals our first look at Doctor Doom at CinemaCon that we probably won't see for a couple months, but I'm thinking they might actually release a still image of Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom in the film for all of us at home. As well, yes, CinemaCon is not really for the fans. Disney is smart enough to know if they reveal something there, people are going to be talking about this movie and the footage shown. I think they're going to capitalize and release something to just build more and more hype for this. Other sources are saying that a ton of actors are expected to be there, like Tom Holland and Zendaya probably are going to be there more for Spider-Man Brand New Day, but we also have heard rumors that maybe like Robert Downey Jr. himself is going to be presenting. I think he could possibly bring up someone like Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds on stage to announce that they're going to be in Avengers Doomsday. No matter what, next week on Thursday, April 16th, we will be getting something huge from Avengers Doomsday, so make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. I'm going to be covering CinemaCon all next week. I will not physically be there, but I will give you the fastest updates possible. But again, I would be really surprised if we don't get at least one huge casting announcement here, because like I said, CinemaCon is really for these studios to show the movie theaters why they should put their film on as many screens and different formats as possible. Doomsday has already officially lost the IMAX screens to Dune Part 3 that releases on the same day, so this is actually an important moment for them. I think bringing out someone like Hugh Jackman, Tom Holland, Ryan Reynolds is going to happen. Now, I'm barely going to spend any time on this because it just seems obvious, but The Hollywood Reporter is also reporting that Avengers Doomsday is exploding on long lead box office tracking, expected to be the highest grossing film of the year, which I just think is a given. There's no other movie coming out this year that has a chance of making $2 billion like this one does. Keeping on Avengers, we now know after Avengers Secret Wars, apparently another Deadpool film is immediately going to start production. This is according to the Snyder, which is Jeff Snyder. He's been unreliable in the past, but lately he has been hitting on a lot of things, like with the Batman Part 2 casting. It looks like the immediate schedule after Avengers Secret Wars is the X-Men reboot film, which we'll get to those leaks in a second. We already know this is happening. It has a director attached to it and everything. Black Panther 3, likely both in 2028, and then maybe 2029 we'll get another Deadpool film, which, if this is the true upcoming lineup, I mean, Marvel is going to be just printing money at the box office, because Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, and Secret Wars, their next three official movies, all confirmed billion-dollar hits. An X-Men reboot, I honestly really don't know how it's going to perform at the box office, but there is a very high chance that it's at least like a $600 to $700 million film. Then Black Panther 3, I mean, those movies do just continue to print money. I mean, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine made like $1.4 billion as an R-rated film. If they keep doing these like Deadpool team-up films, I mean, it's just going to continue to print cash, so it's safe to say Marvel is in good hands going forward. But let's transition into some X-Men leaks and news, because we now know what cast of characters we're officially going to be seeing in the movie, meaning what X-Men team, and who's going to be playing some of these characters. Now again, this is according to Jeff Snyder, who, like I said, has been very hit or miss, but lately he has been on fire. And he says that the MCU X-Men film is going to be starting with the original lineup from the comics, which is made up of Cyclops, Marvel Girl, which if you didn't know is Jean Grey. That's really her superhero name, which is incredibly lame and why nobody calls her that. Then we're going to get Beast, Iceman, and Angel. And I know a lot of people are very mad about this lineup, but honestly, I'm not mad about it at all. What's better than starting off this new X-Men? Very simple. I think not having Wolverine in this original lineup is an incredible decision, because yes, obviously at some point you will need to replace Hugh Jackman and get a new actor playing Wolverine. He's one of the most famous Marvel characters of all time. I think he's become like the most famous of the X-Men, even though he's not really officially a part of the team a lot of times. But I think with how involved Hugh Jackman has still been with this character, we know he's probably going to be in Avengers Doomsday, since his stunt double pretty much leaked it years ago. I think it's a very smart idea to scale back, give us a very different looking X-Men team than what we're used to with the old Fox films. Scale it back. It's only like 5 members. Like, we know Marvel is going all in on the X-Men after Secret Wars. They want to make this one of their keystone franchises in the MCU, if not their main like franchise, moving on from the Avengers itself. And I feel like there's plenty of time down the road to introduce a new Wolverine, new Professor X, Magneto, all those type of characters. Obviously, one of the biggest questions is like, yeah, obviously Professor X and Magneto are probably going to be around in this universe, maybe just not a part of the X-Men team yet, which is going to be a little odd. I don't know what they're going to cook with that. But the main thing I'm kind of concerned about is how are we going to introduce Magneto in this new timeline that's so far in the future? Because obviously the character has some very important routes in real life World War history. But otherwise, I think this is a very solid lineup. Let's get into some of the casting rumors for some of these characters. And we don't have all the cast members, but we do know that yes, Marvel Girl is going to be Sadie Sink. She is Jean Grey. This is happening. Everybody's confirmed it pretty much. Which I still just can't get over the fact that she's seemingly going to be introduced in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, what on earth is she doing in this main universe? It seems like you would want to introduce all the new X-Men after a new reboot or whatever happens after Secret Wars, but I'm sure they're going to have some explanation for it. Maybe with her power, she just ended up here somehow. And when it comes to the character of Beast, we now have this new report from, again, Jeff Snyder, which he's just saying is being eyed, nothing confirmed here, and this is still an insider report, so take it with a grain of salt, but he's saying that Peter Claffey is reportedly being eyed to star as Beast in this upcoming X-Men film. If you don't recognize his name, yes, he is from the Night of the Seven Kingdoms Game of Thrones spin-off TV show we just had earlier this year, which obviously in that series he plays an absolute idiot, and he'd have to be a very smart character in that, but that's why they're actors. And honestly, I would be totally okay with this casting. He is incredible in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I kind of like the strategy of Marvel taking like these new younger actors that have been in amazing TV shows, giving great performances like Sadie Sink from Stranger Things and Peter Claffey now from Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and launching these younger stars into these roles that, yes, aren't people that we've seen in Hollywood for years and years, but yet they're still names that are going to get people interested in this project. We kind of saw something similar with Supergirl, obviously. Millie Alcock was from House of the Dragon. Now, this one's been a little bit more controversial online, so let me know your thoughts on it. He's also reporting that Odessa Azion is reportedly being eyed to star as Rogue in this upcoming X-Men film. If you don't know where she's from, she was in Marty Supreme last year. I think she was in the I Love LA TV show. Now, obviously, it all depends on if they're able to pull off the role as S, but I do think she is incredible in Marty Supreme, and I honestly could really see her like this. Like, I feel like you can easily see the vision with this casting idea, and I'm really just glad they're actually going for like an actual younger X-Men team, because Sadie Sink, she's about to be 24 years old, Odessa Azion's 25, Peter Claffey is the oldest of them, he's 29 currently. I definitely think this is the route you need to go if you want to get new and younger audiences interested in this franchise, because again, this is going to be very important to Marvel going forward. But let's completely switch gears over to Spider-Man Brand New Day, because we got some new info straight from a new Tom Holland interview he had with GQ magazine. But first, make sure to hit that like and follow button if you haven't already, because in this interview that was just released the other day, Tom Holland said, oh yeah, they just recently did some new additional photography and shot some new scenes for the film. He said the movie works and sings as it is. We're just adding the icing on the cake in certain areas. We're finding some ways to add a little bit more humor. We're layering in a villain plotline in a new way and some really fun stuff. Yes, even though this interview came out a couple days ago, it probably was recorded like a month ago, but still, that's not that long to still be filming the movie that is releasing at the end of July. And I don't think this is anything really to worry about besides the part of them layering in a new villain plotline this late in the film. I have no idea what this could mean. Maybe they're just doing something in a post-credit scene where it's like Spider-Man and Doctor Doom. Maybe they decided certain characters, maybe like Tombstone or Scorpion, just didn't have enough screen time, so they wanted to give them like 1 or 2 extra bonus scenes. So I don't know what they're cooking here, but hopefully it does not make the movie feel messy when it ends up coming out. Now, if you want to hear about more Marvel news we got recently, see my different rankings and theories for upcoming films, click the playlist above my head right now. It's all my Marvel videos on the channel, and thank you so much for watching.